So I wanted to share some of my thoughts on how the current rising interest rates are impacting our Rochester area marketplace locally, what's actively going on here in the marketplace, some of the opportunities that I think are available to a lot of buyers and sellers here in today's market, and then what I actually think might actually happen in the future as we kind of progress down this current trend that we're on. My name is Alex Mayer, winner of Best Real Estate Agent here in the Rochester area through a few different organizations here in the local Rochester area marketplace. I have over 160 5-star reviews online, so I encourage people to give me a check as far as those things. So I just say that so you know that I know what it is that I'm talking about when it comes down to these things. I just want people to feel secure in what it is I'm talking about. If it is your first time to the channel, please hit the subscribe, like, or ring that bell for future notifications so you can know exactly what's going on here in the Rochester area marketplace first before other people here in the marketplace. This is something that I'm paying attention to, the data and analytics every single day here in the marketplace. If you are looking to make a move here in the Rochester area, make sure to reach out to me directly. I will have my contact information. You can call, text, email me. We have people who are doing that every single day here in the Rochester area marketplace and moving here from outside of the state. And this is something that I love getting everybody everything that it is that they need to know in order to be successful here in our marketplace. So if that's something you are looking to do, I'm happy to help you get a smooth move here in Rochester. So let's dive in. So to begin, we have seen this trend of interest rates increasing over the course of really the last 12 months here in the area, more like 15 months now that I think about it. But we actually started seeing this start happening in July of 2022. And here we are in almost November of 2023. I'm recording this on Halloween, which is why I'm currently wearing this shirt. But I want to make sure that people understand that these rising interest rates have been trickling up for a while. So I want to share what I'm seeing here in the local Rochester area marketplace, more from a feet in the street experience right now. I always like to tell people the data analytics is usually about 4 to 8 weeks behind what the market is actually currently doing, because it's going to take anywhere between 30 and 60 days for a house to sell. So don't get too tied up into what the data and analytics are saying online, or definitely don't be listening to the media. Their job is to get you to click and keep watching more, and the way that they do that is by giving you more bad news. But what I'm seeing here in the current Rochester area marketplace is we are starting to see houses sit a little bit longer. We're seeing a lot more price reductions here in the marketplace, and we are actually seeing buyers get a significant amount more from the sellers. So there's this thing called sellers contributions to buyers closing costs. If you're not too familiar with that, reach out to me directly. I'll explain it. But the short format of that is the seller can actually contribute to the buyer's closing costs anywhere between 1% and 3% of the purchase price, sometimes higher in certain types of financing organizations. But we're actually able to get the seller to help the buyer purchase the home by utilizing these sellers' contributions. In fact, in 10 of the last 12 transactions, which I've been here a part of here in the Rochester marketplace, we've seen the seller contribute some level to the buyer's closing costs. Now, that's not always of interest to the buyer. It's not always something the seller is willing to agree to, but there are definitely opportunities for people here in the Rochester marketplace. And I always say that the short answer to anything in real estate is it depends. But I want people to understand more than anything is that these rising interest rates are providing opportunities to buyers in the marketplace to get houses for less money out of pocket. So what do I mean by that? Well, first off, there's the seller's contributions to buyers' closing costs. And then second off, there's the opportunities that are being provided by loan officers and lenders here in the Rochester area marketplace, here in Minnesota, and actually as a national whole, that have actually made it so that you can actually make buying a home more affordable and saving some of those out-of-pocket expenses. The third opportunity is you might be buying today at a higher interest rate, but you're not competing with a dozen other buyers like what we were seeing in 2021, 2022, and the late part of 2020, right? But overall, you are actually able to get a house for a lot less money out of pocket. You're able to start on that home ownership if you currently don't own a home. If you are a current seller in today's market, you could actually sell your home, and you're probably sitting on a substantial amount of equity, and you can move forward with the purchase of that next home that you're looking for. Hopefully, at some point in the future, you're actually able to refinance that loan and actually get it at a lower payment. So this is actually a huge opportunity for sellers right now. The data and analytics, I was just looking at them this morning, are actually showing that houses are still selling in the same amount of time for the same amount of percentage to asking price, which is 100% here in Rochester area. But we are actually able to get those sellers contributions. And again, the data and analytics is about 4 to 8 weeks behind what the market is currently doing in the marketplace. So I want to make sure that I'm sharing those things on a day-to-day basis. But I want to stress to people that this is a great time to purchase here in the marketplace. I look back at what happened in 2022 from July to about December, actually January of this year. We actually saw those buyers get probably the best deals on the purchase of real estate. And back then was when we started seeing interest rates in that 5 to 6% rate. A lot of people today would be thrilled to get a 5 to 6% interest rate. Well, what happened is after that January, a lot of the buyers, which there's a huge amount of demand out there right now. I'm seeing it every single day as I'm constantly watching these things. I'm having conversations with buyers in the marketplace. And we are actually seeing people who are getting ready to purchase a home next year, but they're waiting for interest rates to drop. Well, here's what happens when that happens. If interest rates drop, not saying that they will, but if they do, then we are going to see a feeding frenzy of buyers enter back into the marketplace. Inventory is still low. We are not seeing a lot of houses for sale. These higher interest rates are also making a lot of sellers who are maybe not ready to sell their home quite yet because they're nervous about these same things. This is why I always tell people when people are afraid to do things, it's probably the best time for you to actually take action, because that's when you're going to find the most opportunity as both a buyer or a seller here in our marketplace. Not just in our marketplace, but really kind of on a national scale, if that makes sense, right? But when that happens, when rates drop, we're going to see a huge influx of buyers enter into the market. If you look back at what happened in the later part of January of 2023 this year, rates actually did not decrease, but we saw a huge influx of buyers come back into the market. Prices went up again, and those buyers were still purchasing homes. We are still seeing rising home prices here in the Rochester area marketplace, but we are able to actually get better terms for our buyers and make it so that they're actually able to build upon that success as we go forward. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense and brings some clarity to what's actually going on here in the Rochester area marketplace. I know that there's a lot of fear that's being staged out there. I actually kind of like that I wear this shirt today because you can't scare me. This is something that people are still going to buy. People are still going to sell. It's just a matter of if you're going to be one of those people who takes advantage of those opportunities today, or if you're going to be someone who waits on the sidelines for things to hopefully improve. And they're likely not going to happen because we have a significant amount of demand in our marketplace, and there is a significant amount of sellers who are getting ready to outgrow their current homes, and they're getting ready to make those next moves. I don't want people to get lost on those things. I see it as my job to bring real clarity to the conversation. I want to make sure that I'm sharing what I actually think is going to happen from a feet in the street perspective, what's actually going on here in the marketplace. And I want to make sure that I'm being honest about what the data and analytics is saying right now. You will have a higher payment in today's market with those interest rates, but those 2-3% interest rates, they aren't coming back, at least not anytime soon. So this is Alex Mayer with eXp Realty. If this is something you're looking to do, making a move here in the Rochester area marketplace, I would love to have the opportunity to earn your business. This is something I love teaching people. I'm very detailed into the analytics. I'm a skilled negotiator. I love teaching these things, and I show up to work every day with a smile on my face. And I certainly hope to have the opportunity of working with you down the road. So have a great day. And as always, I'm working real estate today. Cheers.